Welcome back to Sushi Day. I'm Allison, here with my sous chef Shrimpy. What's up? And would you believe me if I told you that these pretty swirly taro mooncakes are way easier to make than they look? No, really, they are.
The hardest thing about making taro mooncakes is acquiring the taro. If you have an Asian supermarket near you, you might be able to find it fresh in the vegetable section or frozen. But before we even get to the store, you're probably wondering, what is taro?
A lot of people think that taro and ube and purple sweet potato are all the same thing, but they're not. They are three completely different root vegetables. Ube is a type of yam, which is similar to, but not quite the same as, Okinawan sweet potatoes. Both pretty much look like sweet potatoes, but with vibrantly purple flesh on the inside.
Taro, on the other hand, looks nothing like a potato. They've got this brown, sort of hairy skin on the outside and can be quite a bit larger than your typical potato. And then once you peel the skin away, you find a mostly white flesh that's just lightly flecked with purple. Totally different.
Okay, now that we know what taro is and have our taro peeled, it's time to make our mooncakes. First off, we're going to be making the taro paste that's going to be our filling for our mooncakes.
Peel and cube your taro. You're looking to end up with about 2 pounds. Then steam it for about 40 minutes. By the end, it should be so tender that it practically falls apart when you stick a fork in it. To make the paste, add 1 teaspoon of salt, 3/4 of a cup of sugar, and 1/4 of a cup of coconut oil. And just mash it all together until it's a smooth paste.
I told you, it's easier than it looks. That's all there is to the filling, so stick that in the fridge until it's completely cool. Now, onto the wrappers! Onto the hanging things.
We are going to make some white dough and some purple dough, which will combine to give us that pretty swirly pattern. For the white dough, mix 1 3/4 cups of flour, 1/4 cup of powdered sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt, 6 tablespoons of coconut oil, and 1/4 cup of water.
The thing with coconut oil is its melting point is 78 degrees Fahrenheit. So depending on how hot it is in your kitchen, it may or may not be liquid. The recipe that I used just said put in coconut oil, which would work great in the summer. But if you're a weirdo, like me, and you're making mooncakes in the middle of winter, you might want to melt your coconut oil first. Because I just put it straight in, and I ended up with tiny little sharp bits of coconut oil all throughout my dough.
Knead that until it's nice and smooth. And then it's time for your purple dough. Mix together 1½ cups of flour, 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt, and 7 tablespoons of vegetable or canola oil. Then add just a little bit of food coloring. I use this purple ube flavoring because you really can't go wrong with a little ube in your taro, but normal purple food coloring is fine too. Add a few drops at a time and knead it in. You want a distinctly purple color, but it doesn't need to be too dark. Knead this one until it's smooth as well. It will have a totally different texture from the white dough, and that is perfectly fine.
Separate both of your doughs into 10 balls each, and then stick that into the fridge for 20 minutes. And now, it's time to make your mooncakes.
Start by rolling out a white ball into a small circle. Place a purple ball in the center and fully wrap the white dough around it. Roll that out into a long oval and then roll it up. It's totally okay if the dough tears a little. Turn the roll 90 degrees so one open end is pointing towards you, and then roll it out into a long oval and roll it up again. Cut crosswise down the center so you get 2 little spirals. This will make 2 mooncakes. For each mooncake, set the dough cut side down and press it down with your hand. Then roll it out into a circle. Place a ball of taro paste in the center and carefully wrap the dough around the ball. It's okay if it doesn't seal fully. Place that, seal side down, on a parchment-lined baking sheet, and look, cool patterns! Repeat that for as many mooncakes as will fit on your sheet pan, and now it's time to bake. 30 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit is all it takes. Let them cool a few minutes and your mooncakes are ready to go.
And now, the best part. It's time to taste.
If you've had mooncakes before, there's a good chance that the kind you've eaten has a very soft crust, the kind with a pattern stamped on top. In fact, I actually posted a video for those kinds of mooncakes last year on this YouTube channel for the Moon Festival. These are not those kinds of mooncakes.
While the filling is similar, taro paste, bean paste, lotus seed paste all have very similar consistencies. The wrapper is completely different.
This wrapper is almost biscuit-like. It's a harder wrapper, such as if you were to wrap the filling in a shortbread cookie.
But how does it taste? Oh, very messy. Taro is a very light, delicate flavor. Even though we added the ube to the crust, you can't really taste it that much. It adds a lot of color, but it's not really overwhelming the taro flavor. Traditional mooncakes with that brown sweet crust tend to be very sweet and very heavy, so it can be difficult to eat a whole mooncake all at once. But these Taro Swirl mooncakes are not nearly as sweet and they're a lot lighter, so they are really easy to eat a whole bunch. Not only are these easy to eat, but these are infinitely easier to make than the cakey stamped mooncakes, so you have no excuse. This year's Moon Festival in 2021 is on September 21st, so you've got just under 6 months to find yourself some taro. Thank you so much for watching. I really enjoyed this opportunity to make some out-of-season mooncakes, and I want you to let me know in the comments, what are your favorite kinds of mooncakes? Because hey, I've got 6 months until the Moon Festival. Maybe I'll make some more mooncakes. If you're not yet following, make sure to hit that sub button, and please like this video because it does help our little channel grow. We'll see you next time. So, I'm losing myself. I have no idea what I'm saying. Oh.